Welcome to this tutorial of the self-driving simulator. In this case, we'll be doing the camera movement. In the previous tutorials, we code how to move each car, and we have two more tutorials at least. One for the camera movement, that is this, and the last tutorial that will be mixing all the things we learn and doing the simulation. So, here we'll need to create a new C# script that will be added to the camera, that will be camera movement. Okay, then drag it to the camera, that is this, and in the camera we will have the camera movement script. So double click, reload, and here we'll create some things. The first will be our first car, game object, because we'll move the camera in an intelligent way, and it will follow different cars depending on which car we want. This is the rotation of the speed of the camera, as I will put these two. These are only constants for changing the speed and other stuff of our camera. The rotation of the camera equals to 0. The animation to create fluent movements of the camera, and this will be in this case in seconds if you want to change it. And this is an important variable that will be the follow car that we are currently following with the camera, and also the initial position of the camera, that will be a 3D vector. And with this we have done. And now here, here we need, I think, one more thing, that is the initial time. Perfect. So now in the update function, we'll need to know if follow is not null, and here we'll need to know the time that has passed from the previous frame, that then we will need to initialize in the start method. The proportion, that will be the time passed depending on the time of animation. The vector free current position, and then here, if proportion is less than 1, that is that the camera needs to move, we'll need to do a function that is lerp, that will give a value between the line that connects the camera to the car, and depending on the time it will be in a specific position. Here we'll need to put the initial position, that is our position that the camera is currently on, then the car, that is the follow transform dot position, and the proportion, that is the time we want to pass. And if it's not less than 1, we'll put the current position as the transform dot position. Now here we need to put the position of the camera with the X position of our current position, then the current position dot Y, and here I will put something like, to put it a little bit upper, and the same, the set. Also, we'll need to move it a little bit, the camera from the car, because we don't want the camera to be in the center of the car. We want it to be a little bit far from the car. And finally, we'll put the rotation of the camera looking at the position of the car. Then we'll need to translate the camera with the delta sign, the rotation of the camera, and finally multiply it by 5. Okay, and with this we have done the update, but now we'll need to do one thing more, that is for changing us the car, and don't do it automatically. So here we'll need to put this key down, and if we press the control key, left control, okay, we'll need to get the list of the cars that we need to get it from here. Here we have the car controller that we haven't done yet, so we'll need to create it. So here put car controller, that will be our last object in the game or in the simulation, and here we'll need to put this. For now it won't work because in the last tutorials we will do the code of this, but here we'll have a new class that we are going to create now, that is our last class, that is the car controller AI, that will handle all the rest of the scripts. So this must be added to the car control. Click reload, and sorry here, but we need to put list of game objects, that will be the cars, and will be, as I said, will be in the class car controller, that is this car controller, and here we'll need to get the script car controller AI, and finally get the cars, that will be a special function. So for now I think that we'll put this like this. So now we'll need to get index, that is the position of the follow, current follow, that okay, here in the car controller, double click, and here we'll create the list, as I said, of the game objects, that will be the cars. Perfect, and we'll create a little method for getting the cars, that will be an int that will be the list of game objects, that is the list, and we'll return the cars. Alright, perfect. So now here where we were, that is in the camera movement, we'll create, now we won't have an error, and here we'll need to put index of follow. Here if index equals a cars.count minus 1, the index will be 0, and finally in the other um, clause we'll put at the index plus equals to 1, and this is for looping through all the cars when we press Ctrl to a new car and follow a new car. So here we'll create a new function that will be follow, that will be very important to follow a car. Here we'll need to put some variables that will be the initial position, the initial time, that will be our time, and follow equals to new follow. So we'll change our following car. And with this we have done, and also we'll have a method for unfollow that will put the follow equals to null, and when we update this we won't follow any car. So also we'll need to get also a new function that will be for get the following that we are currently following, and we will return follow. And also we have done most of the important things, but here, as I said, we'll need to use this method of follow, and we'll follow the car in position index. So the camera movement is done, and then we'll need to complete one thing in the car that we previously do, and is here we'll need to put this method in on trigger enter that will complete it now, because here we'll create change camera, and here we'll need to create this method that will change the camera of the car. When we want to change the camera because a game object has collided with a truck or something, we'll need to get the car controller, get the component as in the previous car controller AI, and get the cars, and we'll have the cars. So if cars.count equals to 2, we will need to finally put the winners of the generation. So in the car controller AI, here we'll need to have two game objects that will be the winner, that is a DNA, that will be the winner DNA, and also the second winner DNA. I will put this as second winner. So here in the car we'll need to find also the car control. So here, for not getting every time this function, we'll put a car controller AI controller equals to this, and here only we'll need to put controller. Perfect. So now we don't need this, and here we'll put controller dot winner equals to cars in position 0, because we have only 2 cars left. Dot get component the car, and get the DNA of this car, that in this car we'll have a method that we haven't created, so we'll create it here, that will return us the DNA. So get DNA and return the DNA, that is this, the private. So here we'll call the get DNA, perfect, and controller dot second winner equals to cars in position 1 dot get component car dot get DNA. Perfect. This is if we have only 2 cars. If we have only 1 car, okay, we'll need to know, do an if clause that will get the controller dot winner, and if the winner is not equals to the second winner or to the cars in position 0 dot get component car dot get DNA. Okay, so we are seeing here if the winner is not the current DNA of this car, so we need also one parenthesis. Okay, so here we'll put undo some things because we'll need to exchange the controller second winner. Okay, because here we put the first winner and the second, but we don't know if this is the second and this is the first, or this is the second and this is the first and this is the second. So here what we are doing is know which is the winner. Okay, because maybe in the crossover we want to have more from the first winner than the second. So here we need to put controller dot second winner, and this must be equal to, wait, this must be equals to the winner. Yes, so here we'll put the second winner equals to the winner. That will be our controller, because this is not the winner, so we'll put the winner in the second winner and put as the winner this car that has been the winner. So this car is equals to enter DNA, and then when we do this, also here when we have cars.count, we'll need to remove the game object. Okay, and start a new population. That will be do this in the next tutorial. New population, and we'll need also to destroy this game object. And here, if we don't have a cars.count equals to 1, we'll need to do the final thing, that is this. We'll need to get a random number between 0 and cars.count, and if cars in position random equals to game object, we'll need to, this is only for changing the camera, okay? Because maybe we'll need to randomly change the camera to a new car. And this is because we want that the cars is equal to this game object, and if this is equal to game object, we'll need to change the camera. That is always executing this another time, because it's recursively. And here we'll need to put, if this is equal to game object dot find the camera dot get component camera follow, that here we have put camera movement, and here we'll need to put get following. So if this game object is equal to what are we going following now, we'll need to change the camera. So we'll need to copy this and follow the cars in position random. And finally we'll need to do the remove of the array of the game object, and also destroy this game object. So with this, I think we have finished. We need one more thing, that is in the camera movement. We'll need to fill this start. So in the start, we'll need to get the list of game objects, that will be the cars, and is equals to this. Okay, so copy this, and in the cars we'll need to put the following current follow will be in the cars in position random dot range between the 0 and the cars dot count -1. So we'll put a random car to follow, and then we'll need to put the transform initial position equals to transform dot position.